The roar of the arena had not reached them yet. Behind the sealed gates, the air was still, heavy, alive with waiting. Naraka stood tall. The golden glow around his body pulsed slowly, like a heart that knew what was coming. He had stood in countless battles. He had faced gods, monsters, and armies. Yet here he felt something different. Beside him stood the hunter goddess. Her bow was strapped to her back. Her armor caught the faint light and reflected it softly, not boldly. She kept her eyes forward, but her breathing was shallow. Outside, the god of the universe was speaking. His voice rolled through the arena like thunder wrapped in silk. The sound leaked through the gates. The hunter goddess swallowed. "Naraka," she said quietly. He turned to her at once. She did not look at him yet. "I'm afraid," she said. The words surprised even her. "I don't even know how I got here," she continued, her voice tight. "I wanted to fight the snake goddess. I wanted to win against her. I trained for that. And now..." She let out a shaky breath. "Now I'm standing in the arena of the gods, in the Galaxy Games." She finally looked up at him. "I shouldn't be here." Naraka frowned, not in anger. He stepped closer. "Do not say that," he said firmly. You are watching the Tales of the Savannah. Subscribe and be part of the tribe. Now let's get back to the story. She shook her head. What if they chose wrong? What if it should have been someone else? He lowered himself slightly so they were eye to eye. He reached out without thinking, not to grab her, not to pull, just 2 fingers, warm and steady, resting beneath her chin. She froze for a breath, then she let him lift her gaze. "Look at me," he said. She hesitated, then met his gaze. "You earned this," Naraka said. "Every scar, every fight, every moment you stood back up when you could have stayed down." She blinked hard. "I am the lion god," he continued, his voice steady but warm. "I am strength, I am force, I am endurance. But you," he said softly, "you are speed. You are instinct. You see paths I cannot. You strike where I cannot reach." Her breath caught. "We are stronger together," he said. "Your weaknesses are my strengths. My blind spots are your arrows." She searched his face. "And you think I belong beside you?" she asked. Naraka smiled, a rare, quiet smile meant only for her. "It is an honor," he said, "to stand beside you, to fight with you." Her eyes filled just slightly. "Still, I don't know if I can do this," she whispered. Naraka leaned closer. "I am afraid too," he admitted. She stiffened. "You?" "Yes," he said. "Anyone who says they are not afraid before a battle like this is already dead." She let out a shaky laugh through her tears. He straightened. "But fear does not mean we stop," he said. "It means we move forward, together." She inhaled deeply. Then she squared her shoulders. Her fear did not vanish, but it steadied. Outside, the god of the universe's voice rose again.
"Naraka, lion god and hunter goddess of the celestial seat, step forward."
The gates began to tremble. Stone groaned, light bled through the seams. Naraka extended his hand. She took it. The gates opened. Light poured into the arena from both ends, bright and blinding, and the roar of the gathered millions rose like thunder. From one gate stepped Naraka, the lion god and the hunter goddess beside him, steady, fierce, united. From the opposite gate came the Lunarian warriors, Virelia, the Starborn, and Kylar, the Voidwing. They moved with quiet confidence, wings folded, dark violet skin catching the light in sharp angles. Their eyes glowed faintly. They did not rush. They did not boast. They studied the space between them and their opponents, the living heart of the arena. The god of the universe rose from his seat. His voice carried without effort, calm and absolute.
"May the arena choose the landscape."
The arena answered, not with words, with a sound. A deep, ancient groan rolled through the ground beneath everyone's feet. The floor trembled. Cracks of light split the stone. The air thickened as if the universe itself was inhaling. Then the arena began to change. Stone tore apart like paper. Roots burst through the floor, thick and glowing, twisting upward. Trees rose at impossible speed, their trunks wide as towers, bark etched with veins of blue and green light. Leaves unfolded like living lanterns, casting a soft, eerie glow across the forming forest. Mist crept along the ground, luminous and slow. Strange flowers bloomed and closed in seconds. Vines coiled and uncoiled as if testing their strength. This was not any forest known to any world. It was alive, foreign, watching. Gasps rippled through the stands. Amarith leaned forward, her eyes shining. Vorian narrowed his gaze, already calculating paths and weaknesses. Yeshua said nothing, but his expression softened, as if recognizing something sacred. The Savanians stood frozen. They had never seen creation happen like this.
"Step into the arena,"
the god of the universe commanded. Naraka and the hunter goddess moved first. The moment they crossed the threshold, the air changed. It was cooler, heavier. Every sound carried farther. Every breath felt watched. The hunter goddess smiled. Trees. This she knew. She drew an arrow, testing the pull of the string. Her feet shifted, silent as thought, already reading the ground. "This is a hunt," she whispered. Naraka nodded. Then his body shifted. Light surged. Armor melted away. Bone and muscle flowed into something vast and terrible. In moments, the lion god stood as a colossal winged lion, his mane glowing like embers, his wings folding low to brush the leaves. He was quiet now. Deadly quiet. King of this place already. Together, they vanished into the forest. On the other side, Virelia and Kylar stepped in. The forest closed around them. Virelia tilted her head, listening. Kylar scanned the canopy above. "Find them from the sky," he said. She spread her wings and rose upward, gliding above the glowing leaves, searching for movement, for heat, for shadow. That was her mistake. From below, the hunter goddess saw the flutter. She did not hesitate. Her bow lifted. Her breath slowed. The arrow flew. It cut clean through the air and tore a wing free from Virelia's wing, ripping the center of it away in a burst of violet light. A sharp cry echoed through the forest. The arena shuddered in excitement. The crowd erupted. Far below, hidden in shadow, the lion god's mouth curved into a slow, knowing smile. The games had begun. Virelia hit the ground hard. Wet leaves burst upward around her like a dark splash. Her wing dragged behind her, not broken, but torn open, a jagged hole. Twilight blood seeped through the wound, glowing faintly against the bioluminescent moss. Kylar dropped beside her in one smooth motion, his wings folding tight to his back. He did not land like a bird, he landed like a soldier. His twin curved blades were already out. "Are you breathing?" Virelia's jaw clenched. She pushed herself up on one elbow and tested her shoulder like she was testing a weapon. "Yes," she said. "Can you fly?" She looked at the ruined wing and swallowed her pride. Not safely. Kylar's eyes flicked upward toward the canopy, toward the gaps of sky that were now a trap. "Then we don't fly," he said. "Flying is death." Virelia's eyes narrowed. "Because she's watching." They both knew who she was. The hunter goddess was not somewhere in the forest. She was the forest, and in the branches above, she had already split from Naraka, the way hunters split from beasts when they hunted together, not to separate, but to close the net. Far away, through trunks that glowed like ghost bones, a heavy presence moved. Naraka, not on two legs. Not in armor. He had chosen the body that belonged to the wild, a colossal lion with wings, silent as a shadow and twice as deadly. His paws did not crunch twigs. They pressed the world down. his wings folded like a cloak, his mane barely brushing the glowing vines, and his eyes, those eyes, watched like judgment. The arena had given them a forest, and in this forest, Naraka and the hunter goddess were not guests. They were owners. Up in the stands, the roar had softened into something more dangerous. Attention. Lunara's delegation sat in their quiet order, beautiful, ethereal faces, lavender skin glowing softly, but their eyes were sharp now. Their peaceful people were watching their champion bleed. Amarith did not sit like a peaceful goddess. She sat forward, her fingers curled around the armrest. Beside her, Vorian watched without moving. His alien eyes tracked patterns, trajectories, probabilities. The chaos of the forest did not frighten him. It annoyed him, yet his gaze stayed glued to the violence, like a man learning a language he swore he hated. Ashira sat with her usual stillness, pitch-black skin drinking the arena's light, her presence calm as night. But even she leaned in slightly. In the celestial seat, the god of the universe looked like a man trying not to show fear. His jaw was tight, his fingers pressed together, then separated, then pressed again. Because he knew Amarith would never let him forget it if his champions fell first. Back in the forest, the first real mistake had already been made. The Lunarians had assumed height meant advantage. They had assumed wings meant control. But this was not just a battle. This was a hunt. Kylar's head snapped up. The forest went still. Not quiet. Still. Like something was listening. Virelia's eyes widened. She's close. Kylar didn't answer. He tightened his grip on his blades. His jaw flexed once, and then a thin whistle cut through the air. A leaf fluttered. Then another. Then an arrow sank into the root next to Virelia's face, so close she felt the wind of it. Virelia froze, eyes locked on the shaft. Kylar's body moved instantly, pulling her down as another arrow thudded into the ground where her head had been. The hunter goddess did not shout. She did not reveal herself. She simply rained death from the trees, like the forest itself had chosen sides. Virelia hissed, anger blooming under pain. "Fine," she muttered, and then she moved. She sprinted low, forcing her body through glowing vines and thick fern, and then she jumped, not upward but forward, using a tree trunk like a wall. She hit it with one foot, pushed off, twisted, and her wings snapped open just enough to throw her into the air for a single violent burst. Virelia slammed into the branch line like a spear thrown by the gods themselves. Branches cracked. Bioluminescent sap sprayed like blue-green blood. And for the first time, the hunter goddess was forced to move instead of hunt. Virelia's shoulder collided with her, hard. They both went down. They crashed through leaves, snapped thin limbs, tore vines, and hit the earth in a tumble of armor and fury. The crowd screamed. Virelia rolled first, pain flaring in her wing. She forced herself up anyway, eyes wild. The hunter goddess rose too, mud on her cheek, leaves in her hair, bow already abandoned for her blades. They stared at each other. Virelia breathed once, then smiled like a knife. The hunter goddess's eyes narrowed. Virelia launched, fast, too fast for someone injured. Her wings flared not to lift her, but to strike. A wide bladed sweep that forced the hunter goddess back. The hunter goddess blocked with her blades, sparks flashing as metal kissed metal. Virelia drove her again, forcing her to step, 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 until the hunter goddess's heel caught on a root. Virelia saw it. She didn't hesitate. She swung. The hunter goddess twisted just enough to take the blow on her forearm instead of her neck, and still, blood burst out. The audience gasped as the cut opened clean. Virelia's eyes shone. "I can win," they said without words. The hunter goddess's jaw clenched. She did not panic. She did not cry out. She simply became colder. "Good," she murmured. "Now you're fighting like you mean it." And then she moved, not like a swordswoman, like a hunter. She feinted left, ducked under Virelia's second strike, and slammed her shoulder into Virelia's ribs. Virelia's breath left her in a soundless burst. The hunter goddess grabbed her, twisted, and threw her into a tree trunk with such force that the bark split and glowing spores exploded around them. Virelia hit and slid down, stunned for half a heartbeat. The hunter goddess raised her blades. Virelia's eyes widened, and then Virelia's wings snapped up like a shield. The blade hit Featherbone and tore through it. Virelia screamed, just once, raw and furious, and with the same motion, she jammed her elbow into the hunter goddess's jaw. Hard. The hunter goddess stumbled back, spitting blood into the glowing grass. They both stood, shaking, both bleeding, both furious, and neither willing to give an inch. Across the forest, Naraka had found Kylar. Or rather, Kylar had found Naraka. Kylar moved through the trees like he was meant for open skies. Every shadow felt wrong. Every root was a trap. But he kept his blades ready, eyes scanning, breathing controlled. Then the forest shifted, not the arena shifting, the air shifting, a pressure, a warning. Kylar turned, and Naraka was there. No roar, no dramatic entrance, just a lion the size of a temple, wings folded, mane burning softly in the dark like living flame. Kylar's heart slammed once, then he steadied. He lifted his blades. Naraka's lips pulled back, showing teeth that looked like ancient weapons. Kylar did not run, he charged. The first clash was insane. Kylar's blade struck Naraka's side, and Naraka barely moved, like steel had tapped a mountain. Then, Naraka swung a paw. Kylar barely jumped back in time. The paw hit the ground. Stone shattered, glowing roots snapped. The shockwave punched through Kylar's chest like a drum. He landed hard, boots skidding in wet leaves. His eyes flashed. So this was the difference. Not skill, not technique, just force. Naraka moved again. Kylar ducked under a second paw strike, rolled and slashed upward. His blade cut the skin under Naraka's shoulder. It was a good strike, a warrior strike. Blood welled up, and Naraka finally roared. The roar didn't just shake trees, it shook courage. Kylar's knees flexed involuntarily, as if his body wanted to kneel, but he did not. He screamed back, more anger than sound, and launched himself again, using speed and precision because strength would never match this beast. Kylar cut Naraka twice more, small cuts, but real, and Naraka's eyes narrowed with a kind of respect that was terrifying. Then Naraka did what lions did when they stopped playing. He opened his wings. The gust was violent, trees bent, leaves became knives. Kylar was lifted off his feet for a second, slammed sideways into a trunk, and the world rang in his ears. Naraka was on him before he could breathe. A paw pinned him, not crushing, pinning. Naraka lowered his head close, breath hot, and Kylar saw it. Not hatred, not even rage, judgment. Kylar tried to lift a blade. Naraka's paw pressed harder. Bones creaked. Kylar's face twisted with pain. He still didn't scream. He stared into Naraka's eyes and forced words out through clenched teeth. "You bleed." Naraka's mouth curved. A lion's smile. Then Naraka lifted his paw and struck. Kylar flew, hit the ground, rolled, and stopped near a glowing pool of sap that shimmered like a wound in the earth. He coughed, blood on his lips. His blades were still in his hands, but his hands were shaking now. Naraka stepped forward slowly, wings half open, taking up the world. Kylar's body tried to rise. It did, but it rose like a man climbing out of a grave. And still, he lifted his blades again, because Lunara did not send him here to kneel. The crowd was losing itself. Even the quiet galaxies were breaking. Lunara's people, soft, artistic, peaceful, had started to whisper, then murmur, then shout in sharp bursts of fear and devotion. Sileris watched with unnerving calm. Zitharon's delegation did not shout, but their posture had changed, rigid attention, measuring, observing, storing every detail like data. And the Savanians were screaming until their throats tore. They called Naraka's name. They called the hunter goddess's name. They screamed for blood and glory and love and fear all at once. The god of the universe stood halfway out of his seat now, unable to stop himself. Amarith glanced sideways at him, smiling, a small, cruel smile. "You look nervous, brother." He pretended not to hear. In the underbrush, the hunter goddess and Virilia were still locked. Virilia's wing hung worse now, feathers torn and bleeding. The hunter goddess's forearm was split, blood sliding down to her fingers. They circled. Virilia attacked first, fast and vicious, going for the hunter goddess's throat. The hunter goddess ducked, slammed her shoulder into Virilia again, and this time, when Virilia stumbled, the hunter goddess kicked her wounded wing. Virilia screamed and dropped to one knee. The hunter goddess raised her blade for the ending blow, and Virilia looked up at her, eyes shining, and did something that made the whole arena gasp. She smiled. Then she lunged forward instead of back. She grabbed the hunter goddess's wrist with her good hand, pulled her close, and slammed her forehead into the hunter goddess's face. Once, twice. The hunter goddess staggered, stunned. Virilia rose, breath ragged, and drove her blade toward the hunter goddess's ribs. The hunter goddess twisted at the last second. The blade slid between ribs just enough to cut flesh. Pain flared, blood spilled. Virilia's eyes widened. She had finally landed a real strike. For a heartbeat, it looked like the hunter goddess might fall. And the hunter goddess did something small, something intimate. She leaned in close, almost forehead to forehead, breath hot, eyes locked on Virilia. "You're worthy," she whispered. Virilia blinked, shocked. Then the hunter goddess shoved her back and moved like death. One slash to the thigh. Virilia's leg buckled, a second slash across the chest, not deep, but enough to steal breath. Virilia fell back into the glowing leaves, trembling. The hunter goddess stood over her, bleeding, panting, shaking. No victory posture, no pride, just survival. Across the forest, Naraka ended Kylar, not with a roar, with decision. Kylar sprang forward one last time, blades aimed for Naraka's throat. Naraka opened his wings fully, then charged. A lion charge in a forest that wasn't meant to hold him. Trees exploded, vines snapped, the ground shook like a drum. Kylar tried to leap aside. He was fast, but Naraka was faster. Naraka slammed into him and drove him through the undergrowth, pinning him against a fallen trunk. Kylar's blades dropped. His hands clawed at Naraka's mane, desperate. Naraka's teeth hovered near Kylar's throat. The crowd screamed, thinking it would be death. But Naraka didn't bite. He lowered his head, eyes burning. Kylar stared back, helpless. Naraka breathed out, slow, then slammed his forehead into Kylar's chest once, hard enough to knock the air out of him and fold him to the ground. Kylar lay there, body twitching, unable to rise. Not dead, but finished. Naraka stepped back, wings folding, blood on his muzzle, blood on his mane. He lifted his head and roared, a warning to the forest itself. This hunt was over. Naraka shifted back, towering semi-human form, returning in a ripple of heat and light. Hands now, not paws, wings still looming behind him like a cloak. He looked at Virilia, then at Kylar in the distance, then at the hunter goddess. They had won. It felt like the end of a century, not the end of a fight. The hunter goddess swallowed. Her voice came out small. "I almost lost," she admitted. Naraka stepped closer. Close enough that their shoulders nearly touched. Close enough that the space between them felt like a secret. "You didn't," he said. And then, softer. Softer than a warrior should allow. "I would have burned this forest down to reach you if you had called out for me." The hunter goddess looked at him like she wasn't sure if she heard right. Then she exhaled, a shaky breath, mind racing. Above them, the god of the universe finally let out the breath he had been holding since the first arrow flew. Amarith leaned back, disappointed. Vorian watched with narrowed eyes, already calculating what kind of order could ever tame a beast like Naraka. Ashira's gaze stayed on the hunter goddess for a long time, measuring, approving, silent, and Yeshua remained still. But the slightest shift in his expression said one thing clearly. This was not a game anymore. This was becoming something else. The arena groaned, the crowd roared, and as the forest dissolved into star-black stone again, Naraka stood beside the hunter goddess, both of them bloodied, winners. The arena settled, not into silence, but into restraint. The forest had vanished, pulled back into the bones of the arena, star-black stone reforming beneath bloodied feet. Light stitched itself together again, the air steadied. But the weight of what had just happened remained, thick and undeniable. Then the god of the universe stood. The celestial seat quieted at once. He did not raise his voice. He did not need to.
My dear galaxies,
he said, and his words carried across stars and souls alike.
Today you witnessed strength tested against will. You witnessed hunters who did not fall and champions who refused to kneel. But understand this, what you have seen today was only the opening measure.
A pause. Measured. Intentional.
The fights ahead will not be kinder. They will not be cleaner. And they will not forgive weakness.
The crowd stirred, breath held, anticipation crackling like lightning trapped under skin. He turned slightly, his gaze shifting toward the far edge of the arena.
From Zitharon,
he called. The name rippled through the stands.
Zyreth and Korvax.
The gates opened. From the shadows they stepped forward, not hurried, not hesitant. Zyreth moved like sharpened thought, posture precise, eyes cold and calculating. Korvax followed with brute composure, power rolling off him in quiet waves, each step heavy with certainty. They looked at the arena. The god of the universe inclined his head once, then his gaze shifted again.
From Silaris.
A murmur spread, soft, reverent.
Garelith and Orionis.
They emerged bathed in pale light, movements fluid, almost ceremonial. Garelith's presence carried calm sharpened into danger, while Orionis stood like a promise that beauty and destruction were never opposites. They took their place, opposite Zitharon's champions, 4 warriors, 2 galaxies, 1 path forward. The god of the universe smiled, not warmly.
Champions, the arena has watched, and it has waited. It is now ready to show you your landscape.
The arena answered before he finished speaking. Stone groaned, light fractured. The ground beneath the 4 warriors began to shift, reshape, reimagine itself. Gasps tore through the crowd. The Savanians erupted. The heavens leaned in, because the next fight was no longer a question. It was already choosing its ground. And somewhere beyond the shifting stone, Naraka and the hunter goddess stood, bloodied, victorious, and waiting. Waiting to see who will challenge them in the finale of the Galaxy Games. And that, my dear Savanians, brings us to the end of yet another episode in our Mermaids, Lion, People and Witches series. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. This is also the last episode of the year, and what a year it has been. We have seen people grow. We have seen bonds form and bonds break. We have seen love, conflict, sacrifice, beauty, fear, and courage. We have watched warriors rise and fall, and we have walked through joy and pain together. Truly, we have been through it all. And to my dear inner circle who have supported me month after month, my God, what a year it has been. I have truly enjoyed writing you into this world, into the games, into the moments that matter, and I hope these stories resonate with you as deeply as they do with me. Your support, your belief, and your presence mean more than I can ever fully put into words. Before we close this year, I want to ask you something from my heart. What has been your favorite storyline from all the tales of the Savannah? And who has been your favorite character? I would really love to hear your thoughts. As we end this year, I sound the horn of the gods for each and every one of you, for everyone who watched, commented, shared, supported, and stood with this world. You are the heartbeat of the savannah. Please take a rest now, take a breather. Spend time with your family and the people you love. And until I see you again next year, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and thank you for walking this journey with me. And as always, thank you for watching our story, and we hope you enjoyed it. What lessons did you draw from this story? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and be part of the tribe. Thank you for watching The Tales of the Savannah. We will see you next time in the Savannah.